Why is it that once they return home from the moon, they almost inevitably fall into depression? What exactly did they see on the moon? Why do they seem like a completely different person after coming back? Buzz Aldrin, the second man to step onto the moon, fell into alcoholism and depression after returning. His life once hit rock bottom. In fact, this might be even more shocking than seeing aliens. What they saw was not something, but nothing at all. Because when you stand on the lifeless gray surface of the moon, around you is absolute darkness, absolute silence, no life of any kind, no sound of any kind. And then you look up, and you see your home, Earth, hanging there in the pitch-black universe, like a blue, quiet, fragile glass marble. You can't see the Statue of Liberty, you can't see national borders, let alone the billions of people on it, arguing over going to work, or buying a house, running around in frantic exhaustion. At that very moment, a kind of feeling you have never experienced in your life, a universe-level loneliness and sense of emptiness, will hit you like a heavy hammer, slamming directly into the top of your skull. For the first time, you truly realize from the bottom of your heart that everything in human civilization, war, peace, love, hatred, all happens on that tiny speck of dust floating in endless emptiness, and the universe doesn't care at all. But what's even more devastating is that when you carry this universe-level secret back to Earth, you realize you can never go back, because this is like, you've already beaten the game of life, and seen the final ending. Then you're forced back into the beginner village, to keep playing with people, who are fighting tooth and nail over a carrot or two cabbages. Can you still feel motivated? You watch two countries on TV arguing fiercely over borders, but what you're thinking is, I saw that line on the moon, it doesn't exist at all. You listen to your boss's vague promises, about a promotion and raise at the end of the year, but what you're thinking is, I've seen the whole Earth, I don't care anymore. In psychology, there is a specific term for this feeling experienced by astronauts, called the overview effect. This intense visual impact can instantly shatter a person's worldview. On one hand, you develop a sacred sense of humanity as a shared destiny, but on the other hand, you also feel an unprecedented, overwhelming loneliness and emptiness. So what truly changed them may not be some secret on the moon, but rather, when looking back at Earth from the moon, that immense, indescribable sense of loneliness and awe. They were the first humans to truly leave Earth, but precisely because of that, they may have understood more deeply than anyone else what coming home really means. When they return to Earth, they still need ground crew to carry them out of the hatch. They are unable to walk out on their own, because if they are allowed to stand up by themselves, they would face three major life-threatening risks. The first is orthostatic intolerance. This is the biggest killer when exiting the capsule. After a long time in space, there is no gravity pulling blood downward. Your heart becomes lazy. It no longer needs to work hard to pump blood to the brain, because the blood floats upward on its own. So you will notice that astronauts' faces are swollen in space. To adapt to this condition, your body expels part of its fluids. Your blood volume decreases by 10 to 20%. If you try to stand up on your own, Earth's gravity will instantly yank the blood in your upper body down into your legs, and your already atrophied little heart simply doesn't have the strength to pump the blood back to the brain. The result is immediate oxygen deprivation in the brain. If you force yourself to stand, your vision will go black and you will faint instantly, or even suffer cardiac arrest. So this chair is there to save lives, to prevent blood from being drained out of the brain. The second risk is vestibular system collapse. In space, the balance organs in your inner ear vestibular canals have essentially been shut down for half a year. They no longer rely on gravity to distinguish up, down, left, and right, instead relying entirely on vision. When you return to the ground, gravity suddenly forces this switch back on. Your brain instantly receives a massive flood of conflicting signals. At this point, even if you simply turn your head, inside your mind, it feels like doing a wild backward somersault. You will experience extreme dizziness, nausea, and vomiting. You can't even walk in a straight line. And the most frightening part is, because your bones have lost calcium and bone mass in space. Medically, this phenomenon is known as spaceflight-induced bone loss. One fall could directly result in a hip fracture. Beyond the internal collapse of the body, there is also an invisible poisonous gas hazard during capsule exit. The spacecraft's attitude control engines use hydrazine-based fuel, which is extremely toxic and highly corrosive, and a highly volatile carcinogenic liquid. So the post-landing procedure is that chemical defense troops go in first, and only after safety is confirmed does the main team approach. Before the live broadcast camera cuts over, or at the edge of the frame, there will be specialized chemical detection personnel holding gas detectors, who first secure the spacecraft. Only after confirming the readings are zero will the hatch operators in normal workwear and the medical monitoring staff rush in. So when they smile and wave in front of the cameras, you should know their bones are fragile, their hearts are atrophied, their brains are underperfused, their vestibular systems are in chaos. They are using mortal flesh to forcibly withstand the crushing gravity of an entire planet.